Wise Way Learning presents the lecture number 61 to 62 under section 14. This is a complete project management free course from beginner to project manager with 19 sections of 100 lectures. Welcome to the course. Section 14 and lecture number 61 to 62, the closure phase. This section includes the lectures such as Lecture 61, Why do we close a project? Lecture 62, What steps to take to close a project? Section 14 and lecture number 61, Why do we close a project?
So, you've made it all the way to your goal, a completed showroom. You walk around and watch all the people running about preparing for the grand opening in 2 weeks. You feel a sense of excitement mixed with achievement as you start your final meeting. All the stakeholders and the project sponsor are invited to hear you tell them that the project is complete and that the scope has been finalized. You see the smiles on the managers' faces as you congratulate them on a job well done. You take them on a tour of the showroom. You see that the software engineers are testing the visualizations, the sales team are practicing their pitches, mechanics are tinkering with the cars, and the final touches are being made when suddenly Jeff, the manufacturing director, comes up to you. He tells you he has a brilliant idea to make the project an even bigger success. There's an abandoned parking lot nearby that he thinks could be turned into an area where people can test drive the cars. You turn to Jeff and tell him that's a wonderful idea. However, you are not the person he should be speaking to right now. Your project is nearly over. You had a specific scope and goal and you achieved them. He needs to initiate his own project and find a sponsor to start the initiation phase like we did. You give Jeff some helpful tips and send him in the right direction. You smile and think to yourself, it's time to start the project closure. But why? All the work is done. Why would you give yourself more work? Well, not only are you a thorough project manager who cares about their work, but there are 4 other very important reasons to go through the closure phase. 1. To obtain formal acceptance of the deliverables. 2. To communicate the project completion. 3. To reflect on the lessons learned. And 4. To celebrate the success. So let's go through this next lesson as we put a nice tidy seal on our project.
Section 14 and lecture number 62, What steps to take to close a project?
Alright, let's wrap up with the 4 reasons why closing a project is important, which are to obtain formal acceptance of the deliverables, to communicate the project completion, to reflect on the lessons learned, and to celebrate the success. In more detail, first is the formal acceptance of the deliverables. Even though your project is finished as per your plan and Gantt chart, the sponsor still needs to give the final approval. Remember in the kickoff meeting, you had to agree on the criteria that needs to be achieved and who will give the final yes? Well, this is it. It can be as simple as an email for small projects or an official contractual sign-off for bigger projects. It is also the time to close any other agreements open during the project and to make any final payments. Then you must communicate the project completion to the organization. Remember Jeff from the previous lesson? Well, for the last 12 months of your project, you have been the go-to person for almost everything. And this showroom is going to continue to have issues and the staff are going to continue to have ideas, but it is no longer your project. The temporary initiative has finished and it's going into its day-to-day business. It is no longer your responsibility, and unless you want to constantly be called while you're working on your next project, then you need to make sure everyone knows that the project is finished. The most common way to do this is through email. Of course, keep it enthusiastic and friendly, say how much you enjoyed yourself, how great the team was, and make any special mentions. It's time to move on, but you want to leave on a good note. After that, you should collect the lessons learned. If only you knew then what you know now. All those issues you could have prevented and activities which could have been completed quicker. Well, this is your chance to give yourself an advantage for your next project. by collecting and documenting all lessons learned. The best way is to organize a meeting and ask the participants of the project to share two things: what worked well and what didn't work so well, and how it can be done better next time. Simple. As long as you encourage openness, you will gain many useful pointers. You must save these pointers and add them to your growing knowledge base. And lastly, celebrate success. Your showroom did not build itself, nor was it a one-man job. Congratulating your team is super important. Although they may be ready to start the next challenge, taking some time to congratulate a job well done is great for morale. How you do this is completely up to you. Whatever's appropriate. It could be as simple as a thank you note, maybe some dinner and a bottle of champagne at the bar, or something really special like a trip into space. And with that, you've closed the project. Everyone is super impressed with your work. Even the CEO comes up to you with a massive bouquet of flowers to thank you for your work. They also tell you that due to the success of this project, another showroom project is being initiated in Asia, and that you should keep your phone on you as you may receive a call. Amazing, you've always wanted to work in Asia. You say your goodbyes to everyone, and as you're about to leave, Stephen from HR says to you that it's getting late and he should order you a taxi. You respond by telling him that there is no need, as you planned for a late finish and brought lights for your bike. Project manager for life. The end.